Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I just wanted to recreate a look that I had saved on my Instagram forever ago. I'm hoping to maybe do more of these. I know I've already done one, but let's go ahead and include the photo here. So this look was originally inspired by, I'm just gonna go ahead and include the person's name because I don't want to like mess it up. But I had seen it on Blend Bunny's like personal page, not the actual cosmetic website. So it's a look that I've seen forever and I wanted to recreate it. So I am using the Blends palette and I'm using the brushes, but let's go ahead and roll in. Actually, real quick, let me back up. So I did apply colored rain paint base all over the eye. Okay, now let's get started with the video. It looks like they have a dark purple in the crease. So we're gonna start with the shade Bewitched, which is the darkest purple. And I think I'm just going to use the B1 brush and I'm just gonna start working that into my crease. One thing I really like about this palette is how pigmented it is. I literally feel like a lot of times with palettes, I go in to apply shadows, and I almost feel like I have to apply what I call like a base layer, which is, you know, totally fine. But I do like how pigmented these shadows are, that literally I just apply it once, and like it's already built up to the nice pigmentation that I'm looking for. So in that crease, it does look like it was used like a almost reddish orangish tone. Again, if you're new to my channel, I am colorblind, so for like certain colors, so I don't always fully know 100%. I'm thinking of taking, maybe we'll take Self Love, which is the red. I might use a little bit of Barley, which is like an orange. I'm not sure. Let's start with Self Love first and see how we get on. Hopefully I'm not picking the wrong brush, but I'm thinking of dipping in with the B5 brush, which is like the largest brush. Let's just take that and that Self Love shade right over the top. Because I can tell in the crease it's like a warmer shade. She didn't include, like she included the palettes that she used, which she used the first two palettes of hers, so Lens and Surge. But I don't know what she used like for shades, so I'm just kind of guessing here. But it looks like it's almost like a purpley black shade. The photo itself looks black. When she applied it, it looked like it was either a purple or a blue shade. So, I don't know. I can already tell though. I'm gonna probably have to go in a bit more with the purple shade just to keep that pigment coming. So after I reapplied more of that Bewitched shade, the dark purple, I am gonna go ahead and dip into a little bit of Barley, I think with that same B5 brush. One thing though I did realize as I've been kind of playing with this look is, of course, as it is upon a Valentine's Day, I'm not going to make it Valentine's Day as I'm talking, I'm just gonna blend the shade along the edges, but you could easily use some pink, so like Sunset, which looks like a soft pink, around the edges instead. And even use, when we get to the ombre-ish part on the eyelid, use some of the pinks and reds and this palette purples as well to easily make this into like a Valentine's Day look, which I think is kind of cool. I'm liking this. It's not exact, but again, I have no idea what she used, and like I think it just obviously probably goes to show like maybe practicing, because I do realize when I apply, and I probably should have maybe used one of the smaller brushes, I can get so carried away with my shadows so fast that it's just like, I don't know. I don't hate it, but for the actual image itself, it does look like it's a little bit more like thinner in color than I'm using. Like even the little video that she had included on her actual Instagram page, Blend Bunny, only showed up looks like two colors, but I don't know, it looks like a dark color and a warmy kind of pinky red color. I know obviously orange is not that, but you know, I felt like having fun with it. I don't know, this is why we are here. I think it is time to blend out the crease, so yeah, let's just use this brush. You're probably supposed to use this B5 brush. I need to work more with her brushes and kind of figure out the correct way to use them for myself, but I'm gonna take the Sonia G Crease 2 blending brush and just go over the edges and just start softening everything out real quick. Next, I'm going to go ahead and just cut the crease. I did not apply any base originally to the lid. I'm just using the same, this is that paint base, the white one, flat shader brush, but I'm just going to just do the lid itself and not like how I normally do a cut crease. Alright, so let's cut to how we're gonna do it. I'm just taking the Morphe M124, which is a small, very small, like flat shader brush. I think it'll work pretty well for this. I'm gonna dip into Self Love, so the red first, and we're gonna apply that to the inner corner. So same brush, let's move on to the yellow, which is Wildflower right there. Looks like basically the center of the eye. Next, looks like they used an aqua color, kind of. So I'm just gonna take a Bubble Bath, which is this light blue aqua, I think, color, and just repeat the same steps, just lightly overlapping it with Wildflower. And then lastly, I'm just gonna take Spellbound to fill up the rest of the outer part of the lid. I might have to tweak this slightly because I feel like I've realized that I might have like not done it right. We might use a bit of a green. Let's just fill in this outer corner real quick. I think I might take a little bit of that like royal blue shade, the shade right there, Chance, to fill in that kind of gap between. So what I'll probably do in a minute is just basically go back and forth between the shades and just reapply / tap on them to help them to start kind of blending together. I'm gonna dip into 32, which is this other next turquoisey aqua shade. Take that in between Bubble Bath and Chance. And you can see that's just really allowing it to blend. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that real quick, and then we will be back. Okay, so now that that's done, I think it looks pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's, you know, I think all in all, the look still looks really good. I did, for in between the yellow and that like turquoise aqua shade, I went ahead and took Inside Joke, which is like a super minty green. I feel like when I kind of thought of color theory a bit more, that made it work a lot better. But I do want to go ahead and re-emphasize the crease, because as you can see, kind of we lost some of the depth. So I'm trying to figure out what kind of brush do I want to use. Should I use one of theirs? Why not? Let's use, dude, it is so fucking cold. Let's take the Spellbound shade again, which is that dark blue. So I'm thinking giving up on the purple. Taking Spellbound B3 brush. I'm just gonna apply that into the crease just to create some more depth. I wonder what shade I should put on the waterline. Should we do dark? I'm gonna take that red shade, the Self Love. The same brush. Maybe this is how you're supposed to use these brushes. So I just went through and kind of neatened everything up. I applied black eyeliner to my waterline. I'm just gonna take the shade Spellbound with the B3 brush under the lash line. Hopefully this brush is not too big. I'm just being careful to tap it right along the lash line. I'm gonna go back in with the shade Self Love, which is the red. Same brush. And just start blending that in with the blue shade. I think that is it. Let me go and do mascara and I'll be back. Alright, I realized I did not apply eyeliner, but yeah, we're just not going to because I don't really care. But I really do hope that you enjoyed this video. Go ahead and leave me a like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I will see you all on my next video. Okay, bye.